Good morning, everyone. We're live from Houston, Texas. This is Friday, August 17th, and show number 80. Isn't that exciting? Show number 100 is coming up, well, in about a month, right? I should plan something exciting for show number 100. Once you get 100 shows, you can go into syndication. You're going to see me in reruns on TBS someday. I wish. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm glad you're here. TGIF. It's Friday, baby. Gonna be a good weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Got lots of stuff to do, but the weather's supposed to be cloudy. That's the most I can hope for, is that the sun goes away for a couple hours every day. It's so hot, but it's okay. Good morning, Captain Angela, Captain Charles, Captain Diana, Captain KB. All here before the show started. That was exciting to sit in the chat room with all y'all for a half hour. That was fun. If you're new to the show, like I always say, I get the chat room set up at about a half hour in advance. So please come join the fun early. We can chit chat for a while before the show starts. I'm always happy to see all of you. Good morning, Captain Melissa. Good to see you. So yesterday, wow, I had to go to the dentist. Every 3 months I go and get my teeth cleaned, whether I want to or not. But it's good because, you know, from what the hygienist says, is it takes about 3 months before the bacteria starts to build up and do damage. So if you have them cleaned every 3 months, you can avoid any future problems because you nip it in the bud. So got my teeth cleaned again, so that was nice. The dentist, I was so disappointed. My friend, the office manager, wasn't there. She's always so much fun to joke around with before my appointment. But she wasn't there because her daughter, her one daughter, she has one child, started kindergarten yesterday. And I texted her and I said, I'm so sad you're not here. What's going on? I want to check in with her and see if anything was okay. And she said, my baby just started kindergarten. And I said, well, how you doing? And she said, I'm crying. I'm sitting at home crying. I said, well, I understand. You know, I understand. That must be tough. She said, I'm crying because she didn't cry. She was so happy to go. So, this little 5-year-old had her backpack. She's like, I'm going to school. See ya. So the mom was crying. I felt kind of bad for her. But, you know, she still had the ability to make that a fantastic day. Captain Diana, you've already watched the reruns. I appreciate that very much. Got to get caught up with all the news, right? Yes, and I go every 3 months. Yeah, my insurance only pays for every 6 months too, but it's like $48 or something like that to go get them cleaned. So, you know, I budgeted in because I like to have clean teeth. It's a priority for me, so it's worth it. So anyway, yeah, so that went, I felt bad for her, but it went well. There were no problems with my teeth, so yay. Oh, Captain Diana, good news. With your gentle urging, I just posted a picture of the wall of shame on Instagram. So if y'all want to see the wall that I keep looking at and going cringing, I have worked on it, so it's not as bad as it was before. And if you're new to Captain Housekeeper, there is a link in the show description to my Instagram feed. I post pictures after the show to the Instagram feed of how my day is going. So there's a picture from the dentist office yesterday, but there's also a picture of the wall of shame. Diana, Captain Diana, that one's for you. And then look away because it's hideous and I'm so embarrassed, but there it is. It's an archaeological dig. That's what I keep saying because it's kind of like layers of projects over the years. And I just need to go backwards through it and put the stuff in the trash that needs to go in the trash, donate the stuff that needs to donate, and then put away the stuff that needs to be put away because some of it is actually stuff usable that I want to keep. So no peer pressure. Yeah, I didn't feel pressured, Diana, but I wouldn't have done it if you hadn't asked me to. Good morning, Grace. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're finally here live. That's wonderful. Did you get a notification that I went live? I hope so. Sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know. It's the minions of YouTube You know, they're stingy with the alerts. They're supposed to go to everyone, but I'm convinced they don't. Well, good morning, Captain Cheryl. I saw you on Instagram that you're on the road, taking a road trip. It's going to be fun. I wish I were with you. I love a good road trip. So I'm glad you're here. Good morning, Captain Deborah. It's good to see you too. Are you alone, Deborah? Sometimes Deborah's alone in the office and she gets to be more chatty than usual. So, well, Grace, I don't understand. Grace didn't get the notification. I don't understand the notification system, but I know that I'm supposed to say, if you ring the little bell next to the word subscribe, it's supposed to give you a notification. So whether by email or a little ping to your device, I think it depends on how you have it set up. So, well, I'm sorry, Deborah. Deborah's not alone. Oh, Diana got hers, so there you go. Charles left the show just now to go look at my wall of shame. Well, thank you for saying it's not that bad. But now that you saw that wall, you can understand it's a big space that I really want to use in the studio. I have ideas, right? I want to do some demos on the live show, and I can't really do it the way it's set up. But if I have that wall, I could use that as my demo area, and I can actually do demonstrations during the live show. My vacation friend that pops in here from time to time, you may have seen I say aloha to her. She keeps asking me to do a live demonstration spatchcocking a chicken. So I think my first live demo is going to be spatchcocking a chicken. Which, if you want to know what spatchcocking is, Google it. No, I'll tell you if you haven't heard that term. Spatchcock is just when you take any poultry, whether it's chicken or turkey, and you cut out the backbone so that you can lay the bird flat. And that way, when you cook it, it cooks evenly across the entire bird because it's pretty much it's all the same thickness. So, and it cooks quicker and it comes out juicier. So I'm a big fan of the spatchcocking. I spatchcocked a chicken last night for dinner. It came out perfect. In fact, I couldn't stop thinking about the leftovers, so I was in the kitchen while I was chatting in the chat room about 20 minutes ago, shoving chicken in my mouth because it comes out so good. I spatchcock my turkey every year now too. So yeah, I'll do that. Oh, Captain Diana went and looked at the photo too. It's not as bad as you thought. I know, I probably exaggerate it, but it's just because it's so old. I think that could be a big part of my emotional reaction to looking at it, because there's stuff there from a couple of years ago, and I wish it weren't. So I'm looking forward to getting that under control. It's actually on my to-do list today. I'm going to do laundry because that's a never-ending project. But while the laundry's running, I can come in here and maybe work on that wall a little more. Yesterday, I took 3 large trash bags of stuff from that wall and took it out to the trash. So it's always good when I can get a lot of trash out of a project first, because then it makes it easier to go through it. 13 people here. Hello, 13 people. 5 thumbs up. I appreciate it very much. If you're enjoying the shows, please give them a thumbs up before you leave. That helps me tremendously, and it makes me feel good. Thank you. Captain Cheryl said the cooking show on the Hallmark channel called it Butterfly. Yeah, they have very strict language rules at the Hallmark channel. I respect it, but something sound naughty to them, so they change them. I guess spatchcock sounds naughty. I don't know. I think it's a German word. So German words are terrifying. So anyway, Charles says it's a good idea. Okay, well, I don't know how I'm going to do it. That's the other thing, because when I do a live show, I can only stream it from one camera, right? So if I'm going to actually talk to you and actually demo something, I need to figure out how to be able to switch from this to looking at that, you know? So I think if I have a wall set up where it's just for demo, it'll work out great. So this morning before the show, even before the show started, I went and got my groceries for the weekend. So I'm very excited about that, because that means I don't have to leave the house again. The other thing I have to do is water that sod twice a day. Luckily it rained a little bit yesterday, so I didn't have to. But I have the sprinkler going right now out there. I'm going to water it twice a day just for about a week, because it is really hot. I mean, it's in the mid-90s we start the day at about 80, so I have to do that. Captain Diana says, have Charles come hold the camera for you while you do it. You have nothing else to do, Charles. You might as well come be my camera person. Sounds like fun. Yeah, a swivel tripod. I actually have a boom. I have a boom. But the boom doesn't have this ring light on it, is the problem. So it kind of is dimmer with the boom than with this ring light. Diana keeps volunteering Charles to do things. I love it. It could be his birthday present to me. Yeah, okay, well, we'll text later, Charles. So, I'm about to say something. I'm going to premiere this on Captain Housekeeper. Words that have never come out of my mouth before. And I'm about to say them directly to you. So today was a good day to come to the live show because I'm going to tell you something that I never thought I would tell anyone ever. And here it comes. Are you ready? You're never going to guess what I'm about to say. So don't even try to guess. I joined a fantasy football league. I'm laughing because I literally know nothing about football. Literally. If you follow me on Instagram last year or the year before, I went to a football game here in Houston. And I've been exposed to football. I marched in high school in the high school the marching band. We did the halftime show. So I watched football, but I never really played it. So I never really learned the rules or anything. And I'm sure they've evolved. And I'm sure when it's professional football, there are a little bit different rules than high school football. And in college, I went to an art school. We didn't have teams. So I really have no idea what I'm doing. But the league that I joined, I was invited by my cousin who lives in Buffalo. And apparently Buffalo, New York people, they love their football up there. At least he goes on and on about it. So apparently my cousins up there, the Imborski family, I don't know them. I've never met most of them. Apparently they have a fantasy football league. And I've been invited. I joined it this morning. So I have to draft players. I have no idea how many, but he promised to help me through it. Last night I kept texting him questions, and he kept going, no, that's not how it works. It's like, are you glad you offered to help? So, anyway. Captain Charles says he and his husband joined one once and picked all the players based on how hot they were. And you didn't do well? That's hilarious. I really don't have any criteria for how to pick the players. Obviously, I know something about the Texans because I'm here in Houston and they talk about them on the news all the time. So maybe I'll do it based on how much charity they've given to their local communities. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not going to do well. But hey, your cousin invites you to join a fantasy football league. How do you say no to that? So I'm looking forward to it. Stay tuned for updates. I'm sure I won't do well. Captain Sandra said she'd make a great water person. Okay. Yeah, well, it's always good to serve. I like to help people too. Captain Cheryl says the Texans will trounce the Bills. See, now, you might as well be speaking German to me because I have no idea what that means, but I can figure it out by context, but we'll see. Captain Angela said she would do the Charles method too. So you'd base your teams on like the hot factor. I might base it on the charity factor. If I can find out information about how much they've given back to their community, they can be on my team. I don't know. I don't know how else to choose. I don't even know who I need or how many. Apparently you're supposed to have a bench. Because I said, well, do I just choose the team and then that's the team for the rest of or do I have to do it every week? Because I'm thinking, what am I getting myself into? And he texted back some cryptic response like, well, yes, except for when your team has a bye week, you have to make sure you have people on the bench. And I was like, a bye week? What are they buying? He was like, no, BYE. So he sent me a link to ESPN. I literally clicked a link to ESPN. It's been a big 24 hours for me. I spatchcocked a chicken and I looked at the ESPN website. My daddy would be so proud. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. We'll see. Maybe I'll get to know my cousins in New York a little better. That's really the whole point for me. So, Captain Melissa said she placed third in the world out of 130,000 people. That's really amazing. The odds were, hey, Captain Freeze BB's Fiber Frolic. That's a mouthful. I'm so glad to see you. I think you're new here. Welcome to the show, Freeze BB's Fiber Frolic. You made that name up just to try to get me to say it live on TV. Captain Sandra says, I pick teams by their uniform color. That's for the winners. That's a really good idea. I mean, look, you won, so. So, you know, I didn't realize all of you would be able to help me with this, so I may have to ask you some questions in the future about football, because I kind of would like to win. I think that'd be hilarious if the person that knew nothing about football actually won. I don't know how much my cousins would love me after that, but anyway. Okay, folks, well, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to be doing research on football players. I hope that doesn't mean I have to actually watch any of the games, because, you know, when I went out to the Texans Stadium, the best part of it was the food, to be honest. It was like being at a state fair. All the food was bad for you, but it was delicious. I just kept leaving. I kept going out and getting more food. There's a lot of time they don't do anything. If you watch if you go to the stadium, you watch, there's a lot of like entertainment on the sidelines where they're like, oh, look, 9-year-olds are going to try to kick a field goal. And it's like, why aren't they playing the football game? And it turns out it's because they're at a commercial break, because it's being broadcast on TV. It's like, oh, I'm going to go get a churro. Okay, folks, well, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Remember, just because you're in charge of your house, Charles, doesn't mean you have to be cleaning it all day on Sunday. Automate and delegate whenever possible. I'm begging you. Spend that time being more creative and having fun with your loved ones. Okay, say it with me, everyone. No matter what life throws at me, I have the ability to make this a fantastic weekend. Okay, we'll see you on Monday at the same time, 11 a.m. Central in the USA. Bye-bye. Boop.